Okay, my dear. It's good we get you to moderate. At least I get to see you this way. Yeah. Namaste, everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Mujiji ki Jai.
Shri Ananta ji ki Jai.
Very happy to see all of you. And if you're in the Hangout, the way to ask questions is to unmute your mic. And if you're on YouTube, you can see a chat where you can type your questions and we will look at it. It's okay, my dear. It's completely fine.
After I've taken your advice, earlier I was kind of struggling with attention. You asked me to work with belief.
Yes.
And I found it relatively very easy to work with belief. First and foremost, refusing to believe myself as a person.
Yes.
And going very well.
He says that initially there was I took your advice and I started working at the level of belief instead of attention. And it seems to be much easier. And he says that it's going very well. It's very good because what happens is there's this fallacy that what is more difficult is more beneficial. And it seems more attractive to the mind. It's more challenging, then I must do it like this. So the mind feels that if it's a more difficult thing, then it must have. What is that they say? They say more, what is it? No pain, no gain. You feel like if it is not painful, if it's not difficult, then how can something good come out of it? So already if you're taking my advice means you've gotten over this concept of the mind, this belief of the mind. Whatever we are believing, not required to believe. No belief also in God, no belief in the Guru also. It does not need belief. The truth needs no belief. I know to the mind it might seem blasphemous. So what is he saying? It doesn't have to be a belief because you see that it is already here. And we are only interested in what is here. We're not interested in any concept, including the concept of God, we are not interested. I'm not interested in something which is just conceptual. If God is here, then He must be here now. If the self is here, then it must be here now. Otherwise, there's into this seeking entity. You see, the seeker identity cannot end. If it is chasing something which is like this mirage in a desert. You see, what happens when you're in desert and you're desperate to find some water? You start seeing these mirages. You say, almost there, almost there. Then you get there and say, oh, this is not it. Doesn't this sound just like a seeker? I just said, okay, here, this is the master, this is my final master. And you get then, this is not it. Then you get so frustrated. I thought, I thought this was it. I thought this was it. Then the mind comes and says, what about over there? There's a glimmer, there's a sliver of some shining water, you see? And you start walking. Yes, 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 this seems real. This is really, reflecting the palm trees and it's doing all of that. So this must be real. What happens when we get there? Same. Same. So here we are saying that don't chase anything. Don't seek anything. Don't even believe in anything. Just tell me what is already here. Not a concept, not some intellectual. Just simple seeing, very simple. I am very attracted to simplicity. When somebody is speaking very intellectually, very fancy words, and I can sense that his interest is very slowly, in fact, very quickly moving away. I cannot find myself engaging in these kind of intellectual conversations. Because the truth is pure simplicity. But in this upside down way of the mind, then this pure simplicity, the mind makes it seem like it is something complex or abstract, too deep. Like, this is too deep for me, maybe I should just chant a mantra or something. But actually what you could do is you can play a little game. If your mind is shouting like this, that this is too difficult, especially if this is your first time in satsang. And then what you can do is you can hear one sentence at a time and be vigilant like this, hear one sentence at a time, and then tell me if there was something difficult. You can just point out that this was too difficult, it was too abstract, this I did not understand, can you repeat again? And I'm very happy to repeat. So don't believe this thought which is saying that I still need to ripen some more, I still need to open some more, something like this, to understand what he is pointing to. So if there's something that is coming strongly, that this is not understood, this is not right, something, you just point out and we can have a look at it together. Thank you everyone. Namaste. Namaste. Shanti is here. Shanti says, Father, thank you for this amazing privilege for being here in Satsang. Oh, thank you so much, my dear. Thank you for being here also. Krishnadas actually said something very beautiful that day. He said that Kirtan is all about the call and the response. If you would not call, then I would not come. And Aparna says, Namaste, Father. Thank you so much for your blessings. I have a question, Father. How do we deal with family, like parents, children attachment to them? How to deal this kind of attachment? Thank you, Father. The self has no problem dealing with any relationship. The person cannot handle a single relationship. So if you try to do it with your mind, you'll only get to frustration, you'll only get to friction, all kinds of things that exist in all relationships, most relationships. So first, don't expect them to change. See, what is the trouble in relationships? We want them to give us our freedom completely, but we want them to change. And like this, if you hear it first time, you might not get the contradiction in this, the irony in this. You see? We want complete freedom to be exactly as we please. But we're not willing to give the same freedom to our loved ones. Are we willing to accept their non-acceptance of us? So if they are non-accepting of a attribute, it could be satsang. Suppose they don't accept a satsang. Are you accepting that they are allowed to be like this? Or are you treating their non-acceptance with your own non-acceptance? So then non-acceptance is meeting non-acceptance and causes all the explosions. In this realm, in this play of interpersonal relationships, it needs two egos for there to be conflict. In the play, it seems like it is two egos, actually the same guy. But here, if you're not responding to these situations from the ego, from this concept of belief and thoughts, then how is it possible to have? So remember that I'm speaking at the realm of relationships right now. From the ultimate perspective, even all of this play, even conflict, is all a doing of consciousness itself. But right now, that might not be the most helpful thing for you to hear. So you must see that. What is the trouble? The trouble is that I want freedom, I want to be exactly the way I want to be, but am I giving the same freedom to everyone? Am I giving the same freedom to the world? And then, what trouble can God have in dealing with a relationship? Can God have any trouble in dealing with any relationship? But don't expect God to dance to your mind's tunes. Your mind is saying that I want the relationship to go in a particular way. And the mind knows nothing. It does not know what you truly need. I had a beautiful conversation with a friend the other day who was here, and he was saying that it is so beautiful how this relationship happened. You see? We just met and things just seemed to flow, and so beautifully we were in this beautiful relationship. And now, why does there have to be conflict? Why does there have to be conflict? And it had to be said that it is the same one who was running that show of getting together so beautifully is also running this show of the seeming conflict. So life in every moment is giving us a gift of teaching us acceptance. To be able to let go is the greatest acceptance. And let go does not mean it has to be let go in the physical realm, but let go of all concepts about relationships. And then you will see that all of this, what happens in this phenomenal realm, is just playing out on its own. And don't have any concepts about. Many of you have these concepts like, okay, now that I'm free, or now that I'm coming to satsang, then my body should not get sick. Nothing should happen because I'm the free one now, enlightened ones. My body should not get sick. Same way, we might have a concept that, okay, now that I'm free, then I should not have any conflict in any interpersonal situation. Not necessarily. It can come, it can play out. Sometimes anger can come, irritation can come, all these can come. But what you will find is that none of it can last. So anger can come, but resentment cannot come. Resentment cannot last. Sometimes I tell you like this, isn't it? That sometimes I could start an argument, or I could find myself in an argument, and midway through the argument, I start laughing and wondering what's going on. But then, just to keep up the game, you have to come up and say something. You see, so like this it becomes like. So you're unable to hold on to any resentment because you see the game in all of this. You see the unreality of the person here and there. Actually, spiritual, the ones in Sangha have this very common problem, which is that they are able to see that they are not the person here, but they're not able to see that there is no person even in front. No person exists. So we've not made a non-person out of you. We've not made a non-person out of you. We've only showed you what you are. So we've taken something which was getting all your attention and belief, and we've asked you to keep it aside for just an instant and just to really check what you are. And you saw that I cannot be this. I cannot be just an idea. In this simple seeing, this person concept starts dissolving. So if there was never a person here, then there is never a person, another person in the appearance also. It's all one being, it's all one seeing. Now, how can you hold a grievance? Who are you holding a grievance against? Cannot hold, isn't it? Because then it is God holding a grievance against God Himself. If there is no person, then who has the grievance and against who? So is there someone here who is not able to let go of a grievance? Then you throw it in the fire of satsang today and be done with it.
Father, my question was, can I speak, Father?
Let's try again. I could hear you a little bit. Yes.
My question was, Father, like the attachment you have on your parents and children, it's like a desire, the love you have for your kid or father, mother. That sometimes the attachment is so much that if they're not around you, it kind of gives you kind of disturbance, and if you're about to lose them also gives you fear of losing all those things. So is it how is it how are we going to deal with this kind of attachment or love for the our own family members? So this should be there or not, Father, or how do we accept it if it has to be there? Thank you.
Thank you for asking this question. It's very good. Because most of the world has confused love and need. You see, like you said, love and attachment. It's not the same thing actually. It's very different. Love is not the same as attachment. Love is not the same as need. What is love? What is love? In the presence of being, then they are the arising of these energies called love, called peace, called joy, called bliss. There is nothing that you can do to create love. You see, love arises on its own. And we say that for the unassociated being, when you're empty of concepts, then you will find that love is in service to you. So this is love. It's very pure, very beautiful. And what is need? Need needs a lot of work. Needs belief in concepts. Needs 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 as for us to believe in some thoughts. And when we believe ourselves to be a person, then we can say that I, as a person, need companionship. I need the other. I need to be taken care of. I need to be loved. All this need, they cannot be need without first believing in the person concept. You see? So this need is called attachment. That I cannot do without this one. Just a thought, you see. When it seems like we are sitting with our beloved, where are we actually? We are still just the witness of the entire play. So first we must have invented this person, given belief to this person, to then have attachments, because all attachments are personal. All attachments are personal, you see. But true love is not personal. True love is freedom. If there is true love in a relationship, you will not try to bind them, and they will not try to bind you. But needs to hold on. It needs to grasp. It needs a relationship to go in a certain way. So then the question is, okay, so I've understood now that love and attachment are two different things. So now what should I do? You see, now what should I do? And then we can answer to this question. We can say, just allow your presence to speak. Don't have any concepts about the relationship. When you're there, another is in front of you, and the seeming another is in front of you. Let the one who has created the situation also come up with the words that are supposed to be spoken. Let everything flow like this very beautifully. No trying to manipulate, no trying to maneuver. So the self can play, consciousness actually can play the role of a mother, of a child, of a beloved. All roles can be played very easily. Can the one who is running this entire universe not run your life? It is actually his life. This one that says it is my life as a separate one does not exist at all. Your life is whose problem? Very good, very good. Yeah. There were some questions on the YouTube chat as well. Let's look at those. Lisa says, Father, there is seeing here like an ocean and the waves of person are crashing and crashing. I remain here in your love. I don't believe the waves, just seeing them crashing. I know nothing at all. I am at a total loss. Thank you for your love, beloved Guruji. So maybe one of us can make some space for her for a few minutes and then When she's done, she can let you back in. Would that be okay?
Yeah, I'll go. I'm gonna have to leave early anyway.
Okay, my dear. Thank you so much. We'll wait for Lisa to join. Until Lisa joins, then we can look at the question that we had. Satsanga said, Dear Anantaji, I feel there is grievance here, a sort of victim identity since childhood in the war. It feels like this body, nervous system, and mind still respond to life as if it is still surrounded by war and I'm being attacked. Now I'm aware of this. I can often see how I react to situation based on a feeling of needing to defend myself. But often I cannot stop the reaction. It feels so strong in the body. Sometimes just existing feels dangerous. Some of these energies are very primal, you see, what is called the fight or flight response. You must have studied about these things in psychotherapy. So some of these things are very primal. And then as conditioning is happening, more of these experiences happen and it becomes a programmed response to situations. You see? This fight or flight response, all these kind of responses can come. And if you try to work at them, then it can take a lifetime to be rid of this conditioning, to work at it impulse by impulse and to see, okay, what happens. Mhm, mhm. Instead, here, what we are saying is that let all this play out if it has to. So if it feels like there's some dangerous situation, then the response is also coming, the impulse is also coming. If you try to control these, you see, this becomes counterproductive. So although all of this could have got you to satsang, could have got you to satsang, but don't think that all of this now, because you are in satsang now, should just vanish, finger snap. But what will happen is that even if all this is playing out, momentarily you could find yourself getting engaged also in it, but you will find that even this you are unable to hold on to.
I think since
And I'm
last
hoping that
satsang,
in the few satsangs that you've been in, this easing up must have started to happen. Especially if you had these experiences of war and things like that. In India also there are children who have experienced riot situations. Now my family actually comes from this place. I was telling Piyush that my family comes from this place which is the most riot infected place in India, in western UP, in western Uttar Pradesh. There's this district which has the most riots and all of this. So children there also, because they've experienced such horrific violence, they grow up with this condition. It happens. Then you said, now I am aware of this. I can often see how I react to situations based on this feeling of needing to defend myself. But often I cannot stop the reaction. Yes, and we must not try to force too much this controlling how this body mind is playing out. You see, keep it very simple. Just keep it very simple, and then all this will unravel on its own. That's why, like we were discussing earlier, That if you just keep working at the level of belief and keep working in the now. Don't worry about past, what happens. Don't keep painting new pictures of how you behave and how you should behave and how life should be different. Mhm. Just now, don't believe the next thought. You'll forget about this. Everybody does. You think I'm going about my life every moment saying I'm not going to believe my next thought. No, it doesn't happen like this. You see? So there will be thoughts which will be bought. But very quickly then, now, don't believe it. Now, then it becomes natural. Then you don't even have to remember this as a concept, don't believe your next thought. It's just now. Now, now. Just like this. Then it becomes like the inquiry also, it's instant. You see, when you say now, you don't even have to say now, it's just now. I hope I'm making some sense. She has that expression like, what is he saying? When it becomes natural for us not to be picking up these thoughts, and momentarily something can get picked up still. I've not met a being, that's why I like to say that I've not met a being who does not pick up a single thought. Ever. Nobody like this. Only in books, maybe.
Can I say something?
Yes. Go.
I think since last satsang, I guess I've believed these thoughts. My mind had come up saying that, oh, all of that is like an obstacle. So it's saying that that's an obstacle, and I think I there is
You
some
bought it.
belief in that.
You bought it. Hook, line and sinker, not some belief. And without the belief, see,
When it's accompanied by this strong like sensations in the body, I find it difficult not to believe it. But I
so
think
what happens when we let go of belief in a concept, then the mind tries to paint it as a picture of some sort of void or vacuum which seems uncomfortable. Mhm. But actually, this is the emptiness which we are talking about. This is the beautiful neutrality which we are speaking about. You see, but the mind tries to scare you away from this and say, oh, this is, I would rather believe in this miserable thought than have no story at all. This is the story of the mind. It wants it like this. Some story is better than this emptiness. You can see. The mind tries to convince you that there can be trouble without believing a thought. But I am telling you that it is completely impossible. It's very good already. You're very good already. Because you're not referring so much to the mind now. Very good.
but I just the second I noticed uh there is a feeling of like wanting to postpone. It's like, okay, now I'm finished. I'll mute my mic. And yeah, it's the same one who wants to go to the next satsang or the next retreat.
The next mirage, we were saying, no? Go to the next mirage. You're carrying all the water in the backpack that you have. Yeah? That you feel that you have to walk to the next mirage because the mind is saying, don't look at the backpack, nothing, there's nothing there. It's just empty, void, void. And all I'm saying is just open your backpack and check. All the water is already there. Don't need to go anywhere. So this world of appearances is just like this. This mirage doesn't exist but seems real. Huh? Why? What? Mirage is a funny word. This world of appearances, just like this, seems so real. Seems so real. Just a play of these, just a play of consciousness, just a play of these senses. I know the mind will always say, but where's the party? Don't I get a certificate, a convocation, something, a gown to put on and something, a hat? I can say, done, this course passed. The halo. But that would only be required if there was ever a time when you were not free. And don't believe that something happens to you. Because you sometimes pick up these concepts that this happens to me, but then to me, I'm not able to do this. And then I say to myself, I will not react like this, but when it happens, I react like this. All this is not you. You cannot find the me to which all of this is happening. It is just happening. All this is just playing out. You see. Everything that has happened to you seemingly has brought you to this point. You see, you must have heard of the butterfly effect and all these things which talk about. Even the smallest movement in this realm can seem to cause a lot of change. So it must be that every instant in your life must be perfectly coordinated, that you can be sitting in satsang just now. And if you're sitting in satsang just now, I can find no trouble with your life. And you yourself will say, most of you will say that it just happened by chance. I saw on Facebook something, or there was no inclination to click also something, but then it showed up in the feed, and then I just clicked and I saw this. It just happens like this. It just happens. Mhm. So even if we were to insert some duality in this, even if we were to say that there is a God and there's a you, then we can say that God does not want you to suffer. It only wants you to be open to the truths. And if you're open, if you're not resisting, then nothing, no trouble, no suffering. I feel you're doing very well. Very well. And don't Advaita police me by saying you who now. It's good for now, my dear. Okay, Lisa is here, so Lisa can come. Mhm.
Don't really know what to say.
It's good. It's good. You don't have to say anything at all.
It's just a lot of just I don't know. I just have to watch it happening, I guess. It's just
Mhm. Anything could happen. Anything. It could be really strong. Even tears can come. Even physical pain. It can seem like, but you're just the watching of it, isn't it? You're just the awareness of it.
there are lots of tears and feeling sick and for absolutely no reason.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, The mind keeps trying to hold on to something, but it's just nothing to hold on to. But at the same time, I feel so, it's just so good to be here with you, with the Sangha, and I feel so blessed and safe. Yeah. It's all, I don't know, it's just.
Yes, I enjoy these conversations very much. When we lose all our articulation, all our articulation is gone. We cannot say anything which makes sense. It's just, oh, it's just there. Something like this. Start speaking like children. You see, this is true communication. Then,
Yeah. Yeah. Every thought that just arises, just like.
Someday we should have a laughing.
oh, you missed it. We have a happy hangout a few minutes ago.
I feel like I'm. I feel like I'm in the hangout. I just don't know. I just don't know.
It's very, It's very good. This is very good. It's so beautiful to not know anything. Why is this happening to me? Why? What's happening? I don't even see.
Yeah, all that, all that. I just don't know.
Enjoy this because and get used to it. Don't pull back anything that you feel you need to know.
No.
The truth has not moved. All that you could know could be burnt in the fire of satsang, but the truth is unmoved. You see, you are still here. The holy presence is still here, and the absolute awareness of even this presence is not gone an inch. It has not moved an inch. Then what is the point of knowledge? There's no point. You don't need to know anything at all.
Even the mind's trying to grasp on to anything, like even like what's this screen in front of me? I just
And there could be some who come to satsang for the first time, expecting to know something or learn something. They're like, what? There is nothing that you will. There is nothing that you need. All pointings, even the useful seeming ones, will not run away. You won't even need to say, don't believe your next thought. Like, who needs to pick up even this?
Thank you.
So, you're very welcome. I'm very happy. Very
Love.
happy. I love you too. Amba says, Father, there has been a long time conditioning of wanting the one I am in a relationship with to be happy. Of sadness has been arising because I see there is nothing I can do to affect happiness in another being. It sounds silly, but somehow so much sadness is there. So she said, there has been a long time conditioning of wanting the one I'm in a relationship with to be happy. of sadness has been arising. Of sadness, maybe some sadness has been arising because I see there is nothing I can do to effect happiness in another. It sounds silly, but somehow so much sadness. This is beautiful to see like this. And it is conditioning, like she so beautifully said. It is conditioning that the other should also be happy. And it seems like my own happiness, my own peace is reliant on this happiness of the other. And if you see like this, it is very beautiful. Because then now, in the light of your seeing, this even conditioning cannot last. It's very good that all this can get unraveled now. And then later you said, sorry, it jumped up. You said, if there is any grievance, it could be that I am not fully accepting the one I am in relationship with, appearing to be miserable or sad. Yes. They have complete freedom to be whatever they like. In this play of consciousness, consciousness has full freedom to play whatever role is playing. You refuse to believe any thoughts, including about your most special relationship. And in this way, it seems like in this relationship of two, at least one ego steps out of the equation. There are no two. But in this play of seeming two, then one ego steps out of the equation. When we refuse to believe any thoughts about the relationship also. Then he said, maybe it's my own sadness. But you cannot have any sadness. Not you as Amba or not because you are in Satsang. But you really cannot feel sad. The feeling of sadness can be there, but it can never be yours. So all feelings can be allowed to come and go. And you will find that you cannot find this one who owns this sadness. You cannot find the owner of this sadness. Just give the entire appearance complete freedom. Because you know what? The appearance is completely free already. It is only your mind which is pretending to have some effect or some control, which it does not. This is very good. And that's why these special relationships, although they seem to bring so much trouble, you see, they seem to bring so much trouble, but they're great teaching, they're great pointing towards the truth in every moment. That's why we don't prescribe any renouncing here, even of these special relationships. My advice only is to let God take care of all the relationships which are here. And there's so much strength in this freedom, you see. When we're not resisting anything. then the ego play stops. In this world of duality, it seems like all these egos are playing with each other in this way. So one can come very, very miserable, expecting the other one to react in a certain way. But if you just leave that completely free moment to moment, with no predictability of what is going to happen, then the ego also starts playing the game like this. Just simply now, fresh, nothing, nothing. Doesn't mean
Father, can I say?
we, doesn't mean we tell them, oh, appearance, I'm not concerned about. Not like this. It doesn't have to. You don't have to become like this. Just inwardly knowing that you're just playing out. Like, Jeremy was saying something. Come, my dear.
Namaste, Father.
Never tell your special relationship. Oh, you're just an appearance. You're just Maya. Then you know
I
where
don't. Yeah.
you'll be sleeping that night on the couch. That is level confusion. Although I'm making a joke of it, the fact is that that is what is level confusion. If we understand inwardly what is, but it's not meant to be like a sword to attack another person. Sorry, Jenny. Yeah, go ahead, please.
No, very great, Father. I don't even know if when you say here and now, it's nothing. It's nothing, and there is nothing even really to bring. It's just a tendency that's been noticed that arises, and I don't even know if bringing it is making it something. I don't know.
Yes, but what is it?
It's just
What is it?
it's just really seeing how this person that the identity, then when it arises, it's always around a grievance here, and there's one big thing or seeming thing where there's in a very special relationship where there's a perception that wrong was done, and there is hurt and there is anger around this, and it's just it keep inquiring into who's angry, who's hurt, and there's nothing there. There's no one, and nobody even. It just happened, yet it's still arising, and I just don't know if I just let it play out. Mind wants to make story and about it, but it just keeps coming, and it's something very, very close to my heart, and or whatever that means. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yes. But actually, when you said it's something close to my heart, it only means that it's something very important to my identity.
Thank you, Father. Yes. And it's linked to that need to be right, you know. Yeah. I just bring it all to you.
Very good. It's very good. And if something is telling you that all can be dropped, but this one, you see, this one, how can you? This one is so important. This one then can be also inquired into and seen. And you yourself now are saying that I see that it happened to no one and nobody did anything. It was just playing out in this way like this. But something still wants to say that it was very close to my heart. This is the
Yeah,
mind's
something
work.
doesn't want to let it go. Something, yeah.
And that's why I wanted to bring it, because there's huge resistance to drop it because there's such identity in it. And it's all mind.
Cannot be identity without mind.
No.
It's very useful to look over this. Very useful. Because that's why I said yesterday. But I said that we can all check and see if there are some grievances that are being held on to. Today? And then it's good to see that some identity tries to keep lingering here through the use of these grievances. Through this feeling that, oh, this was so unfair. This should not have happened.
And it's, yeah. Even while I'm speaking about it here now, I just want to look into it with you, please, Father, because there's just such big resistance to look into this identity, or seeming one of who is so disappointed.
And who is it?
There's nothing there. There's a feeling of hurt. There's a feeling of hurt and disappointment. But if there's no one there.
Yes. So where are the feelings? Where are the feelings? How are they appearing?
It's a constriction in the heart and solar plexus area, like a contraction, very strong contraction.
Yes. So there can be like strong contraction like this. And where are you watching it from?
Sorry, it's just lots of.
Yes, but that is also.
I'm watching it.
Yes,
that's also appearing. I can't say I'm watching it from anywhere. I'm just watching it. I'm aware of it, but I can't say I'm aware of it.
Yes. And this awareness, where are you in relation to it? Again, look. I know you looked before, but don't give it to the mind. Just look again. Where are you in relation to this awareness?
Sorry, just lots of.
Okay. Don't worry. We have time. Don't worry. So let all that is appearing appear. There is an awareness of all these appearances. Very simply, we are just checking where am I in relation to this awareness.
But I don't want to go down. I don't want to. Just everything is blank right now, Father. But even that blankness is seen.
Yes.
No, I mean. Just give me a minute. Sorry.
Yes, we have time. Don't even worry.
No, I am that aware. That awareness is what I am. Sorry.
So this awareness is what you are. Then where is the appearance of all these things? How is it touching you?
It can't touch what I am. It's the appearance is like, sorry, I don't know if my daughter's in front of the camera. The appearance is just like it doesn't even feel like the appearance is even really there. It's just like a seeming.
Yes.
Or I can say that the sensation it's just like an energy.
Yes. And do you have any trouble with this energy? Are you concerned if it comes or goes?
No.
There will be a voice.
No.
There will be a voice which says, "This should not come," or "This should have been done
Yeah.
with." You see, this voice.
Yeah.
And this voice, you know what to do with now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that voice that's saying this shouldn't be happening, this, that like this shouldn't be happening now, you shouldn't be whatever, this shouldn't be feeling this. It's complete nonsense. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much.
Oh, good, great.
Can you say namaste? Can you say namaste, Ananta? Namaste, Father. She's just woken up, so she's not very happy.
So much love to you, my dear.
It's all nothing, Father. It's all nothing. Sometimes it feels like just this old tendency to try and create something, to have the experience of looking through it, and seeing through it to be nothing, which is again, it's just mind.
Very good. Satsang is the place where you can bring nothing. Satsang is probably the only place where we are allowed to bring nothing. You go to any other, we were just talking before Satsang also. You go to any other social interaction and say, I bring you nothing. It's not accepted. But here it's very welcome. It's very welcome.
Thank you so much, Father.
Father, I want to ask you questions.
Yes, please, Tara, go ahead.
Sometimes there are people not wanting to give, I only wanting to get. So I feel closed to them.
And what can you give them? What can you give them?
They don't want to give, only want to get. When I
Sure.
meet these people, I feel not balanced in my heart. I feel closed to them.
And this I is who? Who is this one? Who is the one who feels closed?
This moment, I feel this one is imagined, only in the picture.
Always only imagine. If it was real, it would be here now. What is real does not come and go. But in this moment, you can see that it is only imagine. Then even when it is seeming real, it is not.
It is always, often running in my mind.
It's all in the mind, you see. All imagination is just in the mind. And if you don't believe it, then what trouble do you have?
It is blank now.
This person is only fiction, is only imagination. But sometimes it can seem so real. And it seems like, oh, yes, yes, this is true. I don't like these people only want to take, they don't give. It's just
Yes.
concepts. There is nothing that I can give anyone and nothing I can take from anyone.
Sometimes when this happens, the mind will say, this person, in what way, in what aspect this person not give, will and in what aspect I give. I
Yes. Always this measuring, you see, how much they are giving, how
yes,
much I.
yes, yes.
This is the nature of the mind. It is the nature of the mind to behave like this.
But when I think about these things, I
Never think
feel
about these things. Don't think about these things.
I feel not. I'm describing that moment. Mm, when those thoughts are happening, comparing, I feel not mm, not comfortable in the heart.
Yes, yes.
Like
That's why.
like it's a burden.
Yes, yes. But only after you believe them. Without your belief, no power. No burden, no power. It's like clouds passing through space. Just going, thoughts, just energies which are going, just coming and going. Let them come and let them go. But if you say belief, yes, then it becomes energized. You see? Yes, this is true. This is for me. Why does this one always behave like this with me? Why is my sister behaving like this or whatever?
Usually, when this happens, I will let it go, but then it comes again.
Yes.
In the same way, today my sister wants me to translate her question in Satsang before. I don't want to translate for her.
I know how it is. I also grew up with a brother, you see. I grew up with a younger brother, so we have our moments like this. It's okay.
I don't want her to asking for something or some need. I don't like this feeling.
This I, you see, this I must still go. The I that is judging your sister also.
Yes,
What
yes.
asking
A
for?
lot of judge.
Yeah. This whatever she's asking for is my problem to deal with. It's not your problem to deal with. And how do you know I can't give her what she wants? Possible But how would you know?
We can't hear anything you're saying, Father.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I got that message. Are we out of data? Is it better now?
Yes, yes. Is it?
We can't see.
Just now I didn't
Maybe
hear
I try to
anything.
reconnect.
We've lost our moderator. I'll just go and check what's happening with Dishani. She might be able to get back in. We have about 5 minutes for her to get back in before we lose the hangout.
Is it working now?
It's better, Father, but not very well. I think it's breaking a bit.
It's better. And we'll look at Laszlo's question tomorrow, if he's here.
My question is not finished.
Ishani, can you hear me? Ishani, Father's posted.
I can hear you, Bhagavati ji.
Father's posted on YouTube to say to play invocations.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Dhyanamulam Gurur Murti Pujamulam Gurur Padam Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam Mokshamulam Gurur Kripa Mokshamulam Murji Kripa Mokshamulam Ananta Ji Kripa Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramya Sarve Patrani Pashantu Agashyetu Bhagavavet Asato Masat Kamiya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamiya Mrichur Ma Amritam Gamiya Om Purnamida Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Brahma Paramastu Om Shri Sadguru Bhagavan Ki Jai Om Shri Sadguru Bharji Ji Ki Jai
Thank you, beloved.
Thank you, Ishani.
Ananta ji ki
Jai. Moody ji
Moody
ki
ji ki jai.
Yay!
Yay!